Hey guys, it's Sonia coming back to you. Oh my gosh, I'm going live twice today. Like, what are the chances? But today was a project that I was able to get done in one entire day. Karen let me stay a little bit late. She's got the crock pot on. It smells good. So I didn't mess up with her kitchen time today. I was able to stay here and finish up this beautiful farmhouse pantry. And I am in an authentic farmhouse today. And the piece, especially if you were on here earlier, you saw the picture, you saw my Facebook wall. It was a beautiful, like, what did we say, 1800s? I forget right specifically. My husband's so good at identifying the ages of objects depending on, you know, their hinges, the nails, and all that good stuff, but I forget what he told me specifically. But 1800s, okay, so it's right there, you know, anything old, wooden. Hey, Louisa, 1800s, you know it's going to be beautiful. And it was beautiful in its own way, right? Don't get me wrong. But if you remember, it was dark, dark brown, and it really wasn't showing all the pretty detail that it had. It had beautiful original hinges on it. It had old hardware on it. Not the original, but still super, super old. And so we were able to keep those in place. And are you guys ready to see what it looks like now? I'm so excited! Karen's here beside me. And Karen, give me a shout out. Tell me, do you like it? Yay or nay?
Awesome, I love it.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so she's not going to be on camera. She's just standing off to the side. She's standing back and just kind of like, oh, right now she gets to look. So ready? Here it is. Dun, da, da, da. So who was on here earlier today when you saw me start this project about lunchtime? And it was dark brown at that point, right? I had just begun the taping off portion of it. Are you guys seeing it? Oh my gosh, so if you're looking on Pinterest, this is like, I'm gonna tell you, this is a color that we just put on our shelves. It's called Oatmeal, Oh Oatmeal. And it is, if you're thinking farmhouse, then I'm gonna tell you, this color is the bomb because it's that creamy goodness. It doesn't have any yellowing or anything like that in it, but it's that really, really nice cream color. And it's vibrant. It's not like, you know, it doesn't blend into our walls or anything like that. And if you look on Pinterest, you'll see a lot of this color right now. So this is a brand new color, perfect if you love the farmhouse style and you want to do a little bit in your home, whether it's end tables, you know, that sort of stuff, your chairs, your table set, all that goodness. So this look today was brought to you by our Jug Monkey Paint. You guys see me paint with this all the time, of course. So it's really fun to do, honestly. Like, you saw me do this project today. You saw me do this project today, right? So now, of course, you guys know I paint kitchens like one a week, so I get lots of practice every single week. Yeah, so I can go super, super fast, and I'm pretty versed in what I do. But just know, for somebody, even if you're a beginner, you can get this knocked out in 2 days at the most. I mean, if you started in the morning, turned your music on, do you like Karen, put your crock pot on so you can just kind of keep going, have all your prep done, and have fun with it, you can totally knock this out. So is anybody out there right now that has a pantry and it blends in right now with the woodwork, or a built-in, and it's just kind of like it's there, but it looks like a black hole, right? There you go. That's what happens when you flip it to a beautiful creamy oatmeal cream color, just a creamy color. It came out so, so nice. And then I was able to antique hardware just a little bit, so that way, over the years, okay, this piece here is so old, like 1800s. It's got lots of life, right? There was paint splashed on it. There was, I don't know how many different coats of probably like shellac and things like that have been put on it over the years. People, you know, the people who lived there probably cleaned it up year after year, every so many years, and tried to polish it, that sort of thing. So years and years of layers on this piece. But I'm going to tell you, when you add antiquing and you add distressing to an old piece, it makes it look authentic. If you have an old piece at home and it's not perfect because it's old, and let me just tell you, look at yourself, like what happens to your body after a while as you age? Things don't work the same, right? Things don't look the same. So same thing with an old piece. And anytime you try to put a new finish on an old piece, it just doesn't look right. It's just like, you know, having a car and brand new wheels, and I don't know. It's just like it gets kind of off in your mind. It doesn't look right, right? You guys come in my store and you're like, that style looks so good on that piece. So anytime you're painting an old piece, add things like distressing and antiquing. And here's the difference. Distressing often comes in the form of when, like, maybe you take, for example, one of the tools that you can use is a sand pad. You guys know I sell them in my store, and I tell you, and I use that a lot of times for distressing. But there's also antiquing. So antiquing, you can actually see this back here. next to my jar of energy, my Pepsi today, my pick-me-up that kept me going. This is a jar of our glaze. You can see right on here, this is some that I have myself. So this piece was entirely done with our paint and our glaze. And glaze, what happens is, if you can kind of see in these pieces right here, it looks like it's darker, right? And that's part of what you do. When you paint an entire piece all one color and you don't add any like details into it, it just looks flat, and sometimes it doesn't look as good as it could. But if it's an old piece, play that up. And I'm going to tell you how much you can play up an old piece. Do you see all these inlays here, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth? Do you see this one? That's not even an inlay, okay? That's what you can do. When you add things like glaze to paint, you're able to like basically darken some areas that would normally fill with, for example, with, hey, Troy from Newfoundland, how are you, buddy? Thanks for being on here today. So if you're ever trying to like really keep a character of a piece, you want to give it fresh look, but you want to keep the integrity of the oldness of it, try some glazing. So right here, all these pieces here have this little raised wooden box that kind of comes out of each one. This one, this is an old handmade piece from the 1800s. You know what? They used whatever they could, old doors, whatever, parts of wood. And this door up here actually did not have a raised insert, but it looks like it, right? So just like us ladies, you know, we contour sometimes and we're able to make it look like we got super, super cheekbones or whatever it is we're trying to highlight on our face. When you use glaze, you can manipulate what it looks like. So if you want details to pop on a piece, add some glaze. So like I say, this piece didn't even have an inlay, but it sure looks like it now, right? Because I took the time to glaze the edges as if this is where just dust, dirt over time would settle, and it looks great, right? So now to the eye, they all look uniform. And we like uniform things to be in unison, so I just could not leave it with that one piece painted flat. So anyway, so there's a tip for you. Anytime that you're painting, go the extra way and add some antiquing glaze, and it just really warms up a piece, and especially a piece like this. So I am super excited, and for those of you who are coming out on Saturday, of course, I have a Flip Your Furniture night. It's completely sold out. You're going to be learning how to glaze with me. I'm going to show you how to do this technique, and plus a bunch of other ones as well. Be sure to follow along because I'll have more coming up too. Thank you, Joni, for the thumbs up. Hey, Megan. Thank you, Amy. Yes, I love this color too so much. Oh my gosh. So again, it's our Oh Oatmeal. So if you followed me earlier today, I told you that this weekend, in 3 days, we sold 61 jars of this lovely jar of goodness. Now, is paint like all the same? Absolutely not. And what I can tell you is we make our paint, and I say we, me and my husband, we make it in a way that I like to paint with. Because when I started making this paint, it wasn't to sell to other people. It was just to get effects that I like to do with my own personal painting, my custom painting. Now, of course, you guys know I make it available to you. So our paint is made in a special way so that when you put it on, it does not go on flat, okay? I like to be able to paint with some creamy goodness, with some thickness. It self-levels, and when you put it on, even on an old piece, it just looks beautiful. And there's things that you can do it as well to manipulate it and to really make it look polished, whatever look you're trying to do. And for those of you who send me a million questions about, you know, kitchen cabinets and that sort of thing, or when I'm coming to do yours, I just want you to know that no, this is not a chalky finish. This is actually, you can see the sheen on it. So it is actually fully sealed, and it has like a glossy finish on it by the time I'm done polishing it, and it's completely finished. So, hey, Joni, well, that's why I share my makeovers, girl, so you can get inspired, because you know what? Life is too short to live with boring brown furniture, and if there's something in your house, maybe you have a piece that belongs to a loved one, and you love it because, you know, you hang on to it, but you're just not in love with it because it doesn't suit your style, add a little bit of paint with it. And what's really cool is when we make our paint, it's made in such a way that you're able to continue to paint over it. So right now, remember how I told you that this piece was from the 1800s, and it probably has like 15 layers of paint underneath this, and or not paint, rather, like sealers, you know, shellac, that sort of thing. Our paint will stick onto that. So you don't have to like prime it. You don't have to sand it or strip it. Heck no. That's how I was able to get this done in like half a day, guys. Okay. So if you have a piece and it has shellac on it, Who cares? Grab a bottle of our Junk Monkey paint. And when I say grab a banana too, right? Potassium's good. But grab a brush and grab bananas. Literally, you can do that and knock it out so fast, because who's got time to be stripping furniture, right? Not me. So anyway, I'm going to get off of here. Let Karen have her kitchen back. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate the support. And don't forget tonight, for all you guys that have been messing with our paint, so all those of you who've been coming out and buying it, I want to see what you've been up to. So beginning today, as I announced before, when I get back home to my home office, I'm going to put a post up and a call for your photos, so you can share them right here on our community of Junk Monkey decor lovers, right? So everybody can see what everybody's doing and get ideas. So hopefully there's somebody out there today that has a piece like this and they've been inspired to go, okay, I've been looking at this brown blob in the corner for too long. I like it, don't love it. Today is the day I'm going to paint it. So anyway, and just another really quick tip for you, this hardware is original and there was splashes of paint and things like that over, but our paint does stick to even hardware. So I was able to antique that a little bit more with our Junk Monkey paint and make them all look unison. No more green paint flecks and that sort of thing on them. And I'm going to tell you, I'm really liking this piece. If it wasn't a built-in, I'd probably want to haul it home. So anyway, I love it. All right, calling it a day, guys. I'm going to go home, have some supper, do a little bit of relaxing, and I will talk to you guys again later. Bye. Thank you, Ellen. Bye.